name's John Wallace from Wallace, New York. I go by John R. Wallace Farms. My dad started our main farm, which is Ted R. Wallace Farms, back in the 70s, and he started it out by growing potatoes. I've been involved with the day-to-day operations all my life. It's been something that I've wanted to do ever since I was little. I didn't even want to go to college, but my dad told me, well, I should, just in case something happens, you have something to fall back on. My brother has been here for a couple of years. He's helped all his life as well. He works with us, and then my mother does the accounting and the bookworking for the farm, so it's nice to have everybody be able to work together.
Jonathan Burns Family Farm, LLC. We are an active dairy farm producing milk and dairy products. We also are a diversified crop farm selling grains and forages and cereal grains. My dad, David, started the farm with my mom, Carol, in 1966-67. So we're a multi-generational farm. I'm the second generation here. We have a third generation.
My name is Linwood Ford, and this is Ford Farm, and we're in Campbell, New York. I was born in Savona, so it's kind of like home. It's right down the road. I guess I've been working with vegetables since I've been 10 years old. Tobacco, I think, was my first endeavor of the farm, and that was in like 92. This is pumpkins and butternut squash and watermelon, and there is 4,700 plants in this here field. Last year we pulled out 7 bin of butternuts out of here, pulled out over 1,000 pumpkins. The produce is plentiful. We don't use no chemicals, so we got lots of weeds and we got bugs, all right? We'll get 2 crops out of this tunnel, maybe 3, if it depends on what you want to plant. There's a nice head of cauliflower right there.
I'm Larkin Pasidlik. I'm the Executive Director with Cooperative Extension of Steuben County. We've been doing a lot more local foods promotion, a lot more farmers markets and farm to school and farm to restaurant things, mostly trying to raise the profile of agriculture in our community. And I think it's really working.
We were milking right around 120, 130 cows back in '96. We have expanded to just under 500 cows, milking them 3 times a day, and we are working a little over 2,000 acres of ground. The freestall housing is what you see here, that the cows have choices to be able to freely come and go to the freestalls, to their own water, to their feed. We harvest the grass, we harvest the feed in the fields, the corn.
We are in a self-propelled chopper. We are going to chop some second cutting alfalfa.
And then we bring it in and you give them a total mixed ration. It helps promote growth and helps them stay healthy. Technology in feeding animals has definitely changed your ability to increase production on not only just the milk side, but the better quality in the components of the milk also.
I think the issues that farmers are facing in Steuben County are probably similar as they are across the state and much of the country. We hear from so many farmers that labor is a really big challenge right now. Getting labor, affording labor.
It can be very stressful, farming can be, from start to finish. I mean, whether it's putting something in the ground, harvesting it, book work. I mean, there's just so many different aspects of it. And if it's just you and, another family member, it's a lot of work to do.
You're learning life. You see life and death firsthand. You are there during discussions that your parents or your grandfather or yourself have of finances. There's real issues.
I had a problem with my tomatoes, and I couldn't get any help. And somebody said, why don't you call Cornell?
Cornell Cooperative Extension goes back to way before me. When I was younger, I would see field representatives out on the farm. They would always be there. There would be questions about invasive species or questions about weeds or questions about what you do in a particular situation or some cow health issues.
So I called Cornell and got a hold of Carl Albers. I'll tell you what, I never was so happy to see that man in my life. He gave me an application to put on those tomatoes, and it worked. One application worked. And after that, everything started getting better. I started smiling then.
Cornell Cooperative Extension does an excellent job. If I have questions and want to maybe ask a professor or something like that, you know, Stephanie has done great work in being right there and getting right back to me.
A big part of our role is staying on top of the research and connecting to Cornell to make sure that we're bringing the best to the county.
Another thing they've done in the last 3-4 years is put out traps for western bean cutworm and European corn borer. And the western bean cutworm has definitely affected us in the last 3-4 years. It was heavy out west, and then it's kind of moved this way. It needs to be monitored, and that's very good of them to supply traps and come out weekly and check them and then report to us.
They've kind of shifted gears over time along with the technology. They have really stepped out in the area of teaching the public, adults and children, about what agriculture is, what it means to our national economy, what it means to local communities.
Farmers markets aren't as popular as they used to be. People aren't as aware or don't care as much about where their food comes from as you might think in a really rural area. So one thing that CCE Steuben is trying to do is get the word out about the issues in dairy, the issues that farmers are facing, and how people can support their local farmer.
It's excellent to see that happen. They do a good job, and there's so many people and kids that come out to see it, and they have no idea about what goes on at farms.
Cornell's a blessing, and if farmers will use them and ask for their help, and they'll help you. They will help you.
CCE has helped keep me informed throughout the farming practices that we endure here every day.
Cornell Cooperative Extension has helped me get out of my own little box, to step out, to be on the forefront of doing an interview like this, going into schools and teaching kids in schools, be up front, available for questions, available for tours, available for bringing people on the farm.
CCE helped me find a career that could balance all of my interests and be really fulfilling while doing good in the community at the same time.
CCE helped me maintain my sanity because they gave me faith in people, because they helped me. I almost gave up, but they helped me.